So you got management problems, huh? Let's talk about it. Today I'm going to show you something very special to me. It's what I like to call my hobby of life. What is that, you may ask? It's where I maintain everything related to my life. Not only will I show you how to do it, but I will also show you my own for inspiration purposes, to be precise. I don't recommend copying it directly because, again, my life is different from yours and you should make it as personalized as possible, but only aesthetically speaking, but also practically speaking. I hope you will enjoy this tour and let's get started. So, here we are on my Notion page. I'm going to teach you a few things. So we're gonna cover the practical parts first. Then I'm gonna give you a rough tour of everything you see here. And at the end, I'm going to show you another tool that I use, which is related to Notion, which will help you greatly with setting these things up. So the first thing I'm gonna do is set up a custom page. You can do that by /page on desktop. In this tour, I'm gonna assume that you're on desktop, if you have either a laptop or a desktop. If you don't have a desktop or a laptop, then I would recommend looking up a guide on how to do these things on mobile. Now with that out of the way, let's get started. If you wanna add a new page to keep everything nicely organized like you see here, you just type /page like this. And now we have a new page. If we go back to the other one, looks like this. And to begin with, I'm going to show you a few functions that I use throughout. So the first thing I'm gonna show you is bulleted points. These are these dots that you see that keeps everything nicely organized. Now if we go back to our new page, the way you do that is by typing /bulleted list, like this. Now you're going to see this dot. You can just type something here. If you press enter, you get another one, and so forth. If you press enter twice, it goes away, but you can get it back, and so forth. Now we're gonna go to the next point, which is a toggle list. You see right here, it's these arrows. How you do that is you go ahead, you type /toggle list like this. And if you type something, for example, let's type flower, and you type, for example, rose like this, it hides the rose part because it's underneath, so to speak. It's pretty handy to keep a long list of information neatly organized. I like things to be clean and not add too much fluff to everything. So I use this function quite a lot. It's really helpful. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to add a cover. This is one of the small pieces of decoration I add to my Notion page. You can go up here, click change cover, and you're gonna have a few options to select a cover for your page. You have a gallery, which is just a pre-selected set of images. You can upload your own. You can add a link, or what I tend to do is go to Unsplash here, and you can look up an image. This is a bunch of stock photos. You can go to flower, and we have a flower over here. So now you have that. Now, for example, now it doesn't look very good, right? So if you go up here to reposition, you can move it up and down. I will make a quick note, you cannot make it move left or right by my own experience. Maybe you can, in that case, I don't know how. But as far as I'm aware, you can only make it move up and down. You can select save position and it stays like that. The next thing I want to show you is add icon, which is another piece of decoration. For example, here we already have a flower, so let's pick that. But you can go to your emojis, you can just go here, type whatever you need, and you have a bunch of flowers. Let's pick this one instead. Or you can go to icons. A neat little detail is also that it appears here. Here, this is the exact same thing as you do it here, so it doesn't matter how you really do it. If you want to change the title, that's just here, for example, again, let's type flower, and it appears here. Now there's one more thing I want to show you, which is called a checklist. This is something I use for tracking what I'm doing throughout the day. Again, it's called a to-do list, to be precise. You can just type flower and flower 2.0. Not very original, but you get the point. You can just select it or not select it. And again, it's another way to keep things neatly organized. Now that's all the practical parts covered within Notion. Now I'm gonna give you a rough tour for inspiration. It's everything I have just shown you how to do. Well, almost everything. There's one thing that is outside of Notion that I'm gonna share in a second when the tour is over. It's gonna be a quick tour. I have my goal section. Figure out, for example, here I use the checklist. This is actually the only section where I use my checklist. I have my hobby section. Again, I use the background here with the icon. It's all pretty consistent. For example, if you go to drawing, these dots will be important later because that's going to be the thing I'm going to show you later, which is a habit tracker. It's every section is neatly organized, an icon and a background. And that's how I do it. Every section has this stuff. Here too. Here too. And the same here. It's practically the same everywhere, so I'm not gonna go into the rest, honestly. This you have already seen. You have already seen this. You get the point, right? Now I'm gonna show you one more thing, which is how to add a habit tracker. I'm gonna show you which one I mean because I went over it just now. Which is this. How you can add this. I'm gonna go to a different website because this can be done in Notion directly, and I'll see you there. So here we are. This is called Indify.co. I will add a link in the description. And this is where you make widgets. They're called widgets. Here are a few that you can make at the time of this recording. We are going to make a counter. You can just change it. Let's call it flower again. That's more fun. Gonna generate the widget. Here, the counter title will tell you what it's named. So let's again name it flower. Here you have a preferred icon. You can either add a plus and a minus, or what I tend to do personally are arrows. You can hide the reset button if you want. I don't recommend doing that, at least for the way I personally use a habit tracker. If it's annoying for you, then you can go ahead and remove the reset button. And what I will do is that you have to do it manually instead. But you're not gonna do that. I'm gonna keep it like this. For counter size, personally, that's how large the text is and everything else. I would keep it on medium personally, but again, you can do whatever you want. If you, for example, want it to be smaller, there you go. You can do that. I'm gonna keep it on medium. The rest is honestly quite straightforward. These things, you can have text shadows. That makes it a little bit darker. This is one section I will explain, which is set background. You can set it to whatever you want. I personally only really pick one from these. For this example, let's go with this. It's something more yellowish. Oh right, I forgot to show you guys something. You can add an icon or an emoji up here by right clicking and pressing emoji if you're on Windows 11. So for example, you can go to emojis right here and type, for example, I think this is based on your own language. So I just typed flower in Flemish. Now we have a flower. I like to do that personally. You can just ignore that if you want. That's about it when it comes to customization that I wanted to show. You can mess around with the rest if you want. You can do this. I personally just keep it light. But now the important part is down here, you wanna press this button. You wanna go back. I removed that custom page by accident. Okay. And what you wanna do is you press Ctrl V or you just paste it, whatever you prefer, and select Embed down here. It will generate, and there you go. You can use it exactly as intended. You do not need to keep Indify open for this. This will work at all times. The only downside I have experienced with this is that if you're too quick with doing this, it will sometimes not register. I don't know if I can show it this time. Yeah, see? It did not register the fourth click. So you need to be patient with this. That's the only downside I have experienced. But besides that, that's everything I wanted to show you guys. And now we will go back to the chair. I will see you there. So, how was it? Did you enjoy it? The point of this lobby is to not only make it personalized aesthetically speaking, but also practically speaking. Make it your life's work. You can maintain your hobbies, your work, your life, anything. I hope you enjoyed this video to the fullest and keep moving forward.